Kia ora whanau, hope you're all doing well. Here again with another reading, a pick a card. We're going to focus on ancestral messages, but particularly ancestral messages on protection, peace, and wisdom, which I felt like Source and our ancestors wanted to bring through, especially for the Māori New Year. And just for anyone else watching as well. So I had pulled some cards already. I actually pulled these the other day. I was pulling on what to read on. So I will read these cards as a collective message and maybe pull some, some from this like deck that I've made, and then I'll get into the pick a card reading. So you're going to have some more personalized messages from ancestors. If you're unfamiliar with me, I'm Janina Asiedu, a queer Ghanaian ritualist, herbal ritualist, artist, and ancestral medium practitioner. If you want a personal reading, everything is down in the description. If you resonate with this in any way, please give us a like and a share if you feel to, with a friend that might need some ancestral wisdom or encouragement at this time. What else was I going to say? Oh yeah, we've reached 100 subscribers on our YouTube. Feels so funny to say. So we thought that we would give away a reading, an ancestral reading, a personal ancestral reading. We're going to give away a 20-minute pre-recorded ancestral reading to whoever enters. So this will be like a voice message that's emailed to you with images of the cards. To enter this, just need to comment down below on this video and be subscribed to us. I'm not actually sure how I'm going to check how you're subscribed to our YouTube, but I'm just going to use that, or I'm just going to go off integrity with that. So I'm just going to believe that you're subscribed to us. So please subscribe if you haven't and you want to enter this giveaway. And just make sure you comment down below as your entry into the giveaway. We will pick when will we pick the, maybe we'll pick the winner for the giveaway, let's say in 2 weeks. Let me just look at what date it is. It's the 1st of July. So, okay, yeah, on the 15th of July, we will pick the winner for the giveaway. Cool beans. I'll put those details in the description as well, just in case. So if you want to, did I say 15-minute or 20-minute? I can't even remember. If you want ancestral reading, feel free to do that as well. And also, if you feel like gifting us something for our time and our energy for these collective readings, or for these readings that we share on YouTube and on social media, you can also send us a donation. You can donate to our PayPal, which is in the description. If you'd like our bank account, you can just email me as well. Okay, sweet. So the cards that we pulled were 8 of Air and Oshala, or Obatala, who's the Yoruba Orisha divinity of peace, the white cloth, purity, creativity. I failed to mention that Obatala was there within creation, so like forming the body as well. Obatala takes in those that feel like the outcast. We actually have the outcast card here as well, or have felt outcasted in their lives, and also looks after those that have disabilities. We also, I'm not sure if I just showed this, but we have Fairies and Sylphs, which is Queen of Swords, and then like I said, the outcast, 9 of Water, Ace of Air, 10 of Earth, and 4 of fire. So just getting into reading these as a collective message, ancestral messages for us, the collective. I feel like I'm really seeing like a strong activation of peace for us, and source really wanting to, the divine, our ancestors and the divinities as well. We might feel a particular connection to the divinities of the sky. So if you have a divinity that is embodied through the sky, clouds, even sun, birds, those divinities might be particularly highlighted for us as a collective at this time. But I'm seeing that our ancestors in particular, Oshala, or this card in particular, can mean like a grandfather or a father, or like a masculine, maybe presenting, let me say, elder that was alive. So if you have any grandparents or elders in that sense, you know, masculine presenting, I want to say, not even really necessarily in the energy, that were alive. Maybe those ancestors are wanting to come through for you all at this time, so tap in. But I feel like our ancestors are helping us move out of any restrictions, so any feelings of literally feeling like caged or sad, or just any limiting beliefs, behaviors. They're helping us see the positive, and I want to say the light side of things. Some of us, the direction that we've been facing or had been facing in the past, we like weren't attentive to the positive things that were trying to be revealed to us. So I feel like if there are ways which we have been restricting ourselves, our ancestors are really trying to come through and bring some light. Bring some light. And I'm hearing bring some wisdom where we can't see wisdom, or where we don't see a way out. This card in particular talks on the bird needing or being sad because it feels like it's locked in the cage, but there's actually an open door that it can fly out of. It just can't see it. And Fairies and Sylphs being Queen of Swords in the tarot, like, is a highly intuitive, a highly wise card. There might also be an ancestor that was very straight up and blunt in their life as well, that has particularly passed this down to us. Doesn't necessarily need to be so, but if that resonates, then. I'm also seeing like skills of writing, communication, poetry, music, intellect, high intellect when it comes to writing. I'm seeing those gifts being activated ancestrally for some of us that know that we have those gifts. So there might be a lot of insight coming through as well. Also seeing the air element. So yeah, breath, throat, literally like the wind. Our intuition and our instincts are really being highlighted. Our discernment as well. Particularly, in the way of our giftings. I'm hearing our ancestors saying like we can write ourselves out of trouble. So the Fairies and Sylphs card makes me think, because of like the clouds and stuff, like imagination and dreaming a little bit. So some of us might be encouraged to activate our imagination a little bit more, and some of us might be like, oh, that's not realistic. But that's how our ancestors and the divine can really come through in terms of cultivating what we want for ourselves, you know. That might be a way in which some of us limit ourselves by suppressing our imagination a little bit. So I feel like Source and our ancestors are collectively wanting to challenge us when it comes to what are we dreaming of, what are we dreaming up, write things down, how you would naturally do it, or use your communicative gifts to cultivate the things in which you are imagining, if that makes sense. And our ancestors are watching over those things. Obatala or Oshala is the Orisha, an Orisha of peace. So bringing us peace as well, where we feel like we haven't had access to that. And anywhere and in which way we've been feeling isolated, outcasted, traumatized. I feel like even our trauma, like our past trauma that we haven't been able to get real deep into, I'm seeing our ancestors and source coming through for us and helping us, especially I'm seeing like our inner child, or like even those childhood wounds, childhood trauma that like a lot of us have been through. I'm seeing them coming to the rescue and kind of coming to embrace those parts of us that have felt so isolated. So yeah, with the outcast and 9 of water, there's emotional satisfaction that our ancestors are bringing us through clarity within our purpose, who we are, and our direction. There really is a divine alignment coming for us, particularly again those that have gone through some massive trauma, and which is, like I said, a whole lot of us. Again, I'm also seeing those particular things I spoke about before, those of, I was going to say those of us, but people that have disabilities, that have felt rejected within community in the past, haven't known their place. Even those that experience things like neurodivergence, or you know what I feel like you'll know what I mean. Source is bringing us to calmer waters and really allowing us to harvest out of our trauma. Like you can see with the 9 of water, there's like all this fish being harvested here in the nighttime. So these things might be unseen to others as well, which I actually think is a positive thing. Not everything that we get, wealth that we acquire, knowledge that we acquire from our experiences needs to be like shouted from the rooftops, you know. So these might be things that really emotionally satisfy us, bring us fulfillment and healing, things that we've been dreaming of that come to completion without anyone knowing. But I'm seeing that these things are divinely ordained and guided. And there's Aquarius energy in this Ace of Air card. So I'm kind of seeing that as like this fruit or this sustenance or this fish that we're getting from the depths of like our subconscious, from the depths of our emotions as well, like our feelings, how we've felt through what we've gone through in the past. Not only is bringing us clarity, but is bringing us a vision for the future. And again, with Aquarius can seem like, I think I say this quite a lot, but Aquarius can be, you know, an Aquarius person can bring a vision into a room and people will be like, that sounds so weird, or that sounds so different, like how is that even going to be possible? But I think that that's exactly what society is needing right now. And I feel like that is what Source is, and our ancestors are calling us to start to have clarity on and move forward in. And again, I keep saying it again, but yeah, I feel like it really has to do with our voice. So a lot of us will be encouraged to speak up about what we see, the visions that we have. I'm hearing dreams as well, which that has definitely been something for me, and I'm talking about like nighttime dreams. But I'm also seeing visions. So you might have like a flash or a vision or in your imagination. Sometimes visions are not like, you know, like That's So Raven, where we're like, oh, whoa, and we fully go into like an experience. A vision can come through your imagination as well. And I think a lot of the visions that I get come through my imagination, and those things can be really underestimated. Like I might get like a flash of seeing something, and this could be, for example, like, oh, I get a flash of, I don't know, like my mum's gonna call me, and then within the next half hour my mum calls me, you know, those kinds of things. So the more that we kind of like train, or I was gonna say train our intuition, but I feel like the more that we get familiar with our imagination and the relationship that it has with our spiritual intuition, the more that we, I guess, will see more things, hear more things, you know. But if we're constantly shutting things out, then it's not going to speak to us. And I'm seeing that also as a way in which we restrict ourselves. And this in turn can make us feel quite isolated or alone, but sometimes we're actually choosing to not see what we need to, or what the wisdom that's trying to come through. And then, yeah, we had 10 of Earth and 4 of Fire. So from that clarity, from that wisdom, from that direction, when it comes to our dreams, desires, and that emotional healing and emotional like satisfaction, I see ancestrally that, yeah, this is like, I love these two cards together, fam. This is like so much wealth, and it's wealth that is shared, wealth that is celebrated with the full moon, and this is in family settings. This is gratitude as well, us experiencing gratitude for what we've received, the abundance that we've received. And I always like to remind 10 of Earth, which I think that's Capricorn energy, is about community and is generational. It's not just for us. And I love this card because it's like all sorts of different types of produce, right? So there's a variety of things. There's going to be a variety of things for us to pick from and share, and there's going to be more than enough for us to go around. There's going to be more than enough. Does that make sense? There's going to be more than enough to go around. I definitely see in the future us eating a lot more together, or being called to, seeing like as we're eating. So with those that you call your family, chosen or blood, sharing kai and knowledge and wisdom in our conversations, sharing our dreams with each other. So don't be afraid to share what you're imagining of the future. I'm seeing like others laughing, like, you know, sometimes when you share a dream, this is what I want to say. Sometimes when you share a dream with someone, like a dream that you have, a vision that you have for the future, you could be sharing like the whole thing of it with someone, right? This could be your family. This could be someone that you consider close to you. And I can even say this from experience, like people thinking that what you're saying is like cute because it's so big, and I don't know like what would come up within them. It must be different things. And I also want to say, like, sometimes people's projections are just like a reflection of their own experiences that they've had. But for example, I've shared visions that I have had of what I want to do with people that are close to me, and have seen them laugh or have seen them giggle at my vision. But I just don't care, you know, because I firstly know what has been planted in my heart, and just because I'm sharing you the whole overview doesn't mean that I don't have an understanding of the step-by-step practical processes. But I do want to say Source is maybe reminding us, like, just to be careful who we share our imagination with, because some people won't be able to hold, and it's going to be a lot of people that won't be able to hold the vision of our imagination. And I also want us, or I feel Source saying that we also need to check ourselves, you know, when our family or those that we consider family, whether like blood or chosen, come to us with their imagination, how are we responding, you know, or how are we even feeling inside us? Does your sibling, does your friend, does your partner come to you sharing their wholehearted vision from the depths of their inner child? Do you laugh like inside of you? Do you kind of be like, like, I also want to like challenge like why do you laugh? Even if you think someone is sharing something so big, why do you think that that's cute? You know, like, I feel like we really need to be better. I just heard placeholders, but I want to say like space holders for each other when it comes to us sharing things. So I want to say like I'm really, really selective about what I share in general in my life, but when it comes to my vision, I like, even my closest sibs like know this about me. I don't share anything because, not because I have trust issues, but because everyone is human and you don't know like what someone's response or reaction is going to be in that present moment. I'm very observant and I will go off of like maybe how the person is responding. For example, I might share a little bit, and then if I can read the person to see what they're thinking, I will stop, or I will just, that will be enough of the sharing. You know what I'm saying? So I'm seeing us like using our wisdom as well, because there is Queen of Swords, Fairies and Sylphs here. So with this cultivating of peace, with this clarity, with this communicating, we're still using our intuition. We're not being naive or just la la la. Yeah, we're still using our wisdom. But at the same time, don't be afraid to share. And if people do like have their own responses, you can, or reactions, I would say, you can just like flip that back onto them. Like, it's not yours to carry, no matter who it is, no matter how close they are to you. There is, yeah, we do need to understand that people, if you're the holder of the vision, and the other person isn't, they're probably maybe like 80%, they're probably not going to get it. Or they maybe won't be able to see how you can practically carry that out, which is unfortunate. And again, that's why I'd like to say that it'd be cool for us to challenge ourselves not to react that way and have better responses. Yeah, and also I do want to say, you might not think someone notices how you're responding, but they probably do. Yeah. Okay. Anything else? I do want to point out the Magician is at the base of the deck, even though I didn't like pull these cards now, but I feel like this is significant. This Baba, this priest, is calling on the ancestors, calling on the divinities to help conjure up what they need with what they already have in their space. You know, they're calling on divine life force. So, and there's all the elements here. There's fire, there's air, there's water, and there's earth with all these little shells in here too. So take what you have, fam. Our ancestors encouraging us to take what we have and call on the divinities to help show us how we can utilize exactly what we have in this moment to cultivate more. And not just out of a recklessness, not just because we want more, but more to sustain ourselves, more for us to grow with each other, more for us to experience community and family with each other. And let's pair that up with our gratitude for what we're already experiencing. So there's reminders here like, what are you grateful for today? What are you grateful for this week? What are you grateful for this whole year? Like, look back to where you were at last time this year and think about how much you've grown, what you've been blessed with, whether it's a physical thing, whether it's someone's time, whether it's someone's affection or love. Like, what is it? There's always something, even if it's just to go outside and place your feet on the earth, or just to breathe, you know, to experience another day is something to be grateful for as well, regardless of what is happening in the world. So yeah, I think I will leave that collective message there, and then we'll get into the picker cards. Maybe we'll go off these cards for our piles. What was the third card? Oh yeah. Okay, so pile number 1 is going to be 8 of air, 8 of swords. Pile number 2 is going to be Obatala or Oshala. And pile number 3 is going to be Fairies and Sylphs or Queen of Swords. So have a second to pick, and I'll see you at your piles, fam. Kia ora, pile number 1. You chose 8 of air, this little birdie. Okay, I'm gonna pull from this deck, which I was gonna do in the collective reading, but I forgot, so I'll just do it now. Please comment down below if you chose this pile, and also to enter into the giveaway for the reading if you feel like it. What ancestral messages of protection, peace, and I forgot what the other thing was. What ancestral messages of protection, peace, and wisdom do you have for pile number 1? Okay, so this wants me to read from this card first. So I just heard them say get out of your head. It's time to get out of your head. Like, I heard that quite firmly. I feel like your ancestors are really trying to get through to you in some sort of way, or some area of your life, but you're kind of just feeling stuck. This can even mean like holding yourself in that victim mentality. When there's a way out, like with this, there's way out. I'm also hearing there's multiple ways out of whatever feeling or even circumstance you feel like you're in, pile number 1. And your ancestors are helping you or trying to communicate with you, but it's like you can't hear them. So I don't know, I just heard black, not like as in a black person. I'm kind of seeing, like, I was seeing it as color, as clothes. So you might wear like a lot of black, which is not a bad thing or anything, but I'm seeing that it might be helpful to wear lighter colors for or bring lighter colors into your space. All colors hold frequency, fam. And only if you're feeling this way, like if you're wearing black and this energy doesn't resonate with you, like don't worry about it. Maybe pick another pile. But black absorbs, you know, it does absorb warmth, but it also absorbs energy. And so when you're wearing black all the time, and also you're not cleansing your energy, or you're not actually in the most positive space, it sometimes is not actually that beneficial. I know in the West, like, people really like to wear black, but in Indigenous cultures, particularly my own, we wear black when we're grieving, like all black. I'm obviously wearing black now, but I have my white on to kind of deflect anything that I'm kind of absorbing. Also, I'm wearing pink, yellow, and white, like on my lower half anyway. So, yeah, but just take note of that as well and see how it affects you when you're wearing different colors or bring other colors into your space. Because I'm seeing for some of you'll wear too much black for how you feel. You need to bring some lightness in. It's okay to dress how you feel and express yourself in that way. Excuse me. But if you're needing another energy, bring what you need into it as well. You know, sometimes your feelings, like, and this is again going off Western culture or whatever it is, you know, we really go off how we feel. And I'm really learning, going deeper into my journey with into tradition, like African spiritual systems, how you feel sometimes is not always a good guide. You know, you really need to check yourself, or we need to check ourselves with that. So I feel like ancestors are saying, like, stop going off how you feel all the time as a guide, especially if what you're feeling is like overly negative or self-restrictive, or like leads you to self-sabotage, or just feel sorry for yourself. Like, they're kind of saying enough of that. Like, pick yourself up a little bit and do things that you need to do to get out of your comfort zone. You might stay home a lot, or like only go where you feel like super comfortable. I feel like your ancestors are trying to bring you out of that, and they also want to let you know that you're protected. Okay. What ancestral messages of protection, wisdom, and peace do you have for pile or group number 1? Oh, a new card that I made. It says octopus, because I was getting like octopus tentacles with those parts. And then change, cycles and seasons complete, wisdom, underworld, destruction of old systems and conditioning, choice, integrate, new world, ulukun, and earth. So I was getting like deep sea energy with this. A lot of going into the unknown and going into the unknown. I guess I'm seeing this with yourselves. But I'm seeing that, yeah, you're definitely needing to ground as well. Not just letting your emotions overtake you. I'm seeing that you also might be someone that's just super intelligent. And sometimes when you're super intelligent and there's so much going on, or even like sensitive, and I feel like sensitivity is an intelligence. So you might be, I think I got this at the beginning, but like neurodivergent or something like that. Like your body or the way that you are physically responds to those certain sensitivities. I feel like, yeah, maybe like even overthinking. I'm also seeing that this is like, is it intergenerational or something that's been passed down to you, or something that your ancestors dealt with as well. So this could be your parents or your grandparents. I'm specifically seeing it in your bloodline. So something that has been passed down to you, but I feel like you're meant to break this or come out of this cycle. And I guess that's what I'm seeing with destruction of old systems and conditioning. This is something, maybe like this mentality, maybe this has been fed to you by societal conditioning, or environments you've been in, your parents have been in, your ancestors have been in. So that might also be why it's quite hard to like deconstruct and integrate some new lessons. But I'm seeing that you have the choice to. You also have the wisdom. I want to say the wisdom that your ancestors didn't when they were alive. The wisdom to integrate old lessons and, like it says, new worlds, build new worlds. What other ancestral messages of protection, wisdom, and peace do you have for group number 1? We have Yemoya, who is the Nigerian Yoruba Orisha of the sea. And it's interesting because Ulukun is the deep sea, the divinity of the deep sea. And then Yemoya is the kind of more shallow waters. So I'm kind of seeing like the things of the deep coming up to the surface, so you can experience a little bit more lightness in your emotional body, a little bit more nurturing. And I'm hearing mothering. I heard mother wounds. So some of your, or just maternal wounds in general. your ancestors are really wanting to bring you cleansing and healing. So whatever is coming up from your deep subconscious, even if it's really fucking hard, fam, let it come up, because I'm seeing that they really want to nurture those aspects of you. Again, like you feeling like this, or having these parts of you that are super isolated, or even hidden, and your ancestors want to comfort you, but you need to let them, because it's not by force. That's the one thing about ancestral relationship, is that it's a relationship. It's not like, it's a reciprocated exchange. It's never going to be by force. Something that I see that some of you all could do is literally just say, you could wake up, when you wake up, just be like, divine ancestors of light, love, high frequency, truth, justice, and peace, I ask that you come and nurture those deep parts of me and help me to let whatever conditioning, whatever restriction, self-limiting beliefs are really buried deep within me that are ancestral, that are not benefiting me anymore or keeping me safe anymore, to really just come up, so you can nurture them and bring ask them to bring light and healing. You can also call on like the divine nurturing or mothering spirits of your ancestors to come through, and they will. You know, we have the power to call on whatever we want, whatever healing we want. Particularly, you're watching this, you have again the wisdom and the choice here, whereas some of your ancestors didn't really have that space to do that. I'm also hearing that's what we use privilege for. So, and then we have one step at a time, 1, 2, 3, 4. You are making progress and moving forward. Yeah, so your ancestors want to let you know that you can just take it one step at a time. You don't need to rush. There is a process. I'm hearing a process to the madness. So things might feel a little bit like all over the place when things are coming up. But you can ask them as well to help you go through the process and navigate the process. They also want to encourage you and let you know that you are making progress. You are moving forward, even when it doesn't feel like you are. What was the word I just heard, Source? I think it's gone. Yeah, it's gone. So yeah, take it one step at a time. Don't be too hard on yourself. Yeah, we have at the base of the deck, trust in divine timing and in your Uri, intuition. Your Uri is your spiritual head, your higher self. The answers are within. So trusting in the divine timing of things looks like it's important. The divine like unraveling of your life, your healing. And trust that wisdom and answers that come through your own spirit rather as well than seeking external validation, I'm hearing, or information outside. Like obviously you're watching this reading, but let this just be a confirmation or an affirmation for what you already know, if that makes sense. I really am seeing, I have at the front of the deck Fofo Paku, which is a native plant here in Aotearoa, which just have recently studied through our Rongoa course, and the modi of it, or the spirit of it, really is about like harnessing and resetting the DNA, resetting the molecules within the body, like completely. And so for me, that really is liberating. Not only is that cleansing, a purge, or allowing us to have a purge, but it's creating that like liberation that we've never been able to have before. So the work, the mahi that you're doing is hard, fam. So again, be easy on yourself, but try to get yourself out of that victim mentality, because you have the power to do whatever you want to do. It might be a process, but you're definitely getting there, getting towards that stability, and your ancestors are helping you every step of the way. So I'm seeing you like really talking to them about your feelings, however that works for you, whether that's, as I always say, journaling, talking out loud, I don't know, whatever works for you. Fofopaku also helps with eyesight. So clearing your eyes looks like it's the way that you view things, I want to say. You might start to see things differently, which is exactly what we were talking about with this, right? I was talking about perception. I was talking about the way you're looking, where you're not looking, what you're not seeing. So you might need to call in your ancestors. Your ancestors want you to call them in to allow them to reveal to you what needs to be seen in your life, what needs to be healed in your life, and just take it one step at a time. You don't have to do everything in one go. What was I going to say? You might want to do a water cleanse. So you could go into the shower and ask for that cleansing. If you would like an actual water ritual, we have an ancestral PDF, like a 30-page PDF on Ancestral Connection. At the end of it, we have a Yoruba Nigerian water ritual ceremony that you can do. If you'd like access to that, please email me. Our House of Afi site is down at the moment, but if there's anything that you're wanting, we're still sending orders out or doing that. So if you would like that, please just email me. It's $33 for all of that. And this ritual, specifically this ritual, can be used or is done for either 7 or 21 days. And it's really, really powerful. It's really simple, but it's really powerful. And this is something that I do for myself every month during the tangaroa phase of the maramataka, just to help with the have the water, the energies of the water support me while I'm doing it. So yeah, hit me up if you would like that. Where are we at? 15. I just feel to pull just from these cards today, fam, so I'm just going to do that. What other ancestral messages do you have for pile? Okay. We have your loved ones desire more intimacy with you. What ways can you spend more time, create closeness, or ignite passion together? So your ancestors are wanting to hang out more. And not even your ancestors, I feel like your loved ones in general. So I guess that's a big question for you all, is how can you spend more time with your ancestors? Do you need to create an altar? The resource that we have describes how you can do that. Do you need to spend more time with people in your life that are more nurturing? It could be a mother, it could be a maternal figure. But I'm seeing those that really bring that kind of sensitivity out of you, where you feel free to express your emotional side. Ancestors want you to spend more time with people like that, or in environments that allow you to just be in your softer energy rather than where you feel so restricted. If you don't have spaces like that or people like that, Source and your ancestors are saying to ask for it, and they will bring that to you. But you need to be open to it. Something can be knocking at your door, but if you don't open the door, it's going to go away, So yeah, plan some dates with your loved ones. Get creative in how you can spend more time. If you feel like you don't know how to spend time with someone, ask your ancestors for an idea. You can ask your ancestors for anything and everything, and you'll be surprised at how they pull through for you so quickly if you're open-minded as well. Purple sage, we also have rosemary. Purple sage and rosemary might be some herbs for you at the moment. Purple sage is really great for clearing and cleansing the crown and your thoughts. Even if you just have a plant near you, or get an essential oil or something like that, it's really good for communication. I wrote relief, processing, cleansing of the crown, prayer, wisdom, knowledge, space, time, ether. So yeah, the spiritual realm, and it's very protective of your mind. We do have a oya, or an oil potion our Oya oil potion, that is purple sage, lavender, and thyme if you're wanting that, which you could just rub on your temples. And then we also have rosemary. Loyalty, protection, ancestral communication, resilience, growth, sharpness, and cleansing. Rosemary is so underestimated for its spiritual power. It's used hard out for like spiritual cleansing as well, and you really don't need much of it. Even if you dry some rosemary and burn it where you sleep, or even just like around your head, over your body, to cleanse yourself, that might be a helpful like herb for you all. Rosemary also brings loyalty, so it could be like loyalty to yourself. You know, sometimes we betray or like abandon or neglect ourselves subconsciously, you know, through what we've learned. And so maybe rosemary will be a helpful companion or herbal companion to bring that loyalty back to yourself. And rosemary for me is also really connected to the stars, and our ancestors are connected to the stars or are within the stars. Our ancestors are the stars. So maybe it will open up that communication for you. And rosemary also, if you've noticed, when it grows, it's really, really strong. It can like withstand some things that most plants can't. And through the winter, rosemary is like still going hard. So yeah, rosemary can bring you that strength that you might be needing or lacking, fam. And it's very good at cord cutting, I'm seeing as well. So if there's anything that you need to let go of, any people or ways of thinking and stuff, ancestors are saying to bring that in. And lastly, at the base of the deck, we have AKOMA and NTOASO, which means linked hearts. So your ancestors want you to join forces with those that you love and ask for help. Focus on understanding and agreement. That's what I'm seeing for you all as well. Understanding yourself. And even in circumstances with others, how can you bring more understanding into the relationships that you have? There is support around you, but I just feel like some of you aren't seeing it. So yeah, get out of your comfort zone. I heard latch on to support, and I'm not seeing that in like a clingy way. I'm seeing it more of like links connecting. So yeah, my loves, I will leave that there for your group number 1. Yeah, again, give us a like if you want to enter into the giveaway to receive a reading, an ancestral reading. Please do that. And yeah, thanks for being here with me. If you feel drawn to another pile, feel free to go on to that. If not, I will see you in the next reading. Hi, group number 2. You chose Oshala or Obatala, the Orisha, the Yoruba divinity of peace, cool, calm, protection, wealth, and keeper of those that have been or felt outcasted, and those that have disabilities as well, because Obatala was there within creation when bodies were being created, or he created them. So yeah, I feel like your ancestors, this is the card where I was getting or usually get like a grandparent or a grandfather, or like a masculine presenting person when they were alive coming through. So there might be someone within your ancestral line that wants to make themselves known. I see them being like, hey, that's crack up. So yeah, if you have someone like that in your family line that you know of that's passed away, and I see them as a strong protector of you and wanting to come through. So they might be the person that is coming through in these messages today. This ancestor in particular is wanting to share that they are walking with you. Yeah, and they're watching over you hard out. So that's really beautiful. They also really want to bring you peace and clarity, and also help you with your creative process. I feel like they want to come through in your creative process a lot more. I feel like maybe you could underestimate your creativity, or they want to show you like something that they've passed down to you that you have, that they want you to hone in on more, or just like utilize more. Yeah, you've got this ancestors' creativity. I heard creative spark. Okay. Young class on my phone number, so for nourishing next year, may you disconnect my energies from pile number 1. All my life force back from the north, south, east, west to be supported and uplifted in you, Odomangoma, and grounded in you, Asiedu. What ancestral messages of protection, wisdom, and peace do you have for group number 2? What ancestral messages of peace, wisdom, and protection do you have for group number 2? We have Ishu, who is the Yoruba Orisha divinity of the crossroads. I've written choices, direction, pathways, offerings, messages, wisdom, and opportunities. So yeah, you might be at a bit of a crossroads in your life where you have a few decisions to make. Yeah, I'm hearing like one or two options. So you're kind of maybe choosing which way to go. Your ancestors, this could be in any area of life, fam. Your ancestors are helping you, or this particular ancestor is helping you make the right choices that are going to be best for you. And it's interesting because Obatala is someone that you would pray to clear your path of challenges, of unnecessary challenges and distractions, and just bring peace on your path. So maybe that's something that you need to pray or connect to when it comes to this ancestor. They want to clear your path of any unnecessary challenges and bring peace onto your path. So again, if you know who this person was, or this spirit is, you can pray to them, particularly using their name. If you don't know who this ancestor is, just call on your higher divine ancestors and ask them to clear your path that way. You can even visualize them, like you going down a path and them kind of clearing everything out of the way, like whatever works for you personally in terms of like activating those energies, because everyone is different. What works for me isn't going to work for you. So that's, again, I'm seeing like your responsibility to figure out what works for you. But again, your ancestors are helping you do that. You might need to give offering. Yeah, water offering on your altar, incense, candles, food, leaving food out in the nahere, in the bush, singing, dancing, that's all offering. Whatever feels like an offering that you're giving as an exchange to your ancestors is just that. You don't need to overthink it. So you can even say, I'm giving you all this as offering, and have a kani, have a dance with your ancestors. I feel like, or I'm hearing, they would really appreciate more offering from you. This will also open up opportunities and experiences that you want, and also like just general intimacy. Some of you might not realize when this ancestor or your ancestors in general are trying to communicate with you. So you can ask for their communication to be a little bit more clear. What other ancestral messages of wisdom, protection, and peace do you have for group number 2? We have Nyame. Nyame is the Queer Ghanaian divinity of the sky, the sun. So lots of sky energies for you all. Strength, source, warmth, confidence, creator, sun, protection. Yeah, Nyame is the creator god as well. So you have a lot of creative energies supporting you at this time. It's like your ancestors are opening pathways to success, abundance in any way that you want it, and also confidence in your goals and your creativity. I'm seeing you're super protected, and there's something here about your masculine energy. When I say your masculine energy, I mean the energy within you. So like what you give, what you create, that kind of thing. Your ancestors want to show you the power that they've instilled within you through your creative gifts. And they want you to be confident about it as well. They want you to express yourself. Yeah, I'm seeing a real strong, maybe I'm just tapping into Nyame in general, but I'm seeing a real strong, like, masculine. And when I say masculine, I'm not talking about, like, I'm seeing a guy. I'm just seeing, like, the spirit of it. It feels really strong, really warm. Yeah, I guess just how you would imagine the sun. And we have the sun in here as well, like, beaming down. So imagine that is you and Source, the creator gods, beaming down on you. I'm also hearing they're so proud of you. Your ancestors are really proud of your choices. So even the choices that you have made in the past, the direction you have gone in the past, your ancestors are real proud of you, fam. They're really shining down on you and blessing you, blessing your path. That's it. Your path is blessed. Your path is protected. Even when you feel like you can't feel this warmth. It's real beautiful. That's actually making me feel a little emotional. I'm feeling like the energy of it and how proud and how protective they are of you, fam. It's really beautiful. Source Spirit, I pray that pile number 2 feels that protection and that guidance from your, like, every day, that warmth that lights up their path. Yeah, I'm seeing, like, your ancestors lighting up your path to give you vision, to show you where to go. Yeah, so you don't have to worry about anything. Like, if you haven't seen, like, where to go yet, just take your time, I'm seeing, because they will light it up for you. And so you can ask your ancestors in whatever choices that you have to make, please light it up for me. Like, that could be like, give me, like, this sign today, give me that sign, or just make it obvious, you know. You could also ask for, like, a certain, I don't know why I'm getting this, but you could ask, like, make my, like, I'm seeing, like, them heating up your body or making you feel, literally feel warm when it's a yes. Does that make sense? Yeah. Me? Yeah, it does. What ancestral messages of wisdom, protection, and peace do you have for group number 2? We have transformation, open heart, luck, movement, healing, fortune, and confidence, protection, creativity, dreams, crown, writing, music, dance. It's this card here. Yeah, your ancestors want you to just be confident in who you are and your choices. Again, affirming that protection. There might be some movement. Obviously, we're always moving, but there might be some, like, progress or that you're making through some sort of change. So your ancestors want you to open your heart up, because it's not going to lead you to anything negative. You might need to move more in your body. What was I going to say? There's going to be a lot of communication from your ancestors in different ways moving forward. Again, I have written Pombagita here. Pombagita is the counterpart of Ishu, kind of just like the feminine version. When you're making your choices, I'm seeing that it's important to, like, not rush. There's a Pombagita card in this deck over there, and it talks about dipping your toe in things, not rushing when it comes to choices and decisions, and being a bit of a flirt. And I mean, you could be flirting with people or whatever, but I'm seeing it more as flirting with opportunities, like testing things out. And then if you're like, nah, I don't like it, you kind of back off and close that door. You know, I'm seeing lots of doors opening up to you, even with these, like, peaks. I don't know why, but I'm seeing them as like opportunities and doors coming your way. So you might have a lot of choices coming up. And this is, I feel like, aligned with your creativity, aligned with your dreams. Again, you could be a musician, you could be a mover, a dancer, you could be a writer, a storyteller. Your crown is going to be super activated moving forward as well. So you might get lots of ideas. And ideas that are going to bring this wealth and fortune and transformation. And also I'm seeing these ideas your ancestors are helping you with are going to also open the hearts of other people. But I'm seeing that it's going to bring a lot of people towards you. So I guess be mindful, but I feel like you're protected, so you don't have to be like too like, I heard stingy. You don't have to be stingy with your time or energy. You will know who aligns with you based off of different ideas and movements. It's like I'm seeing you're going to move, and then there'll be someone that comes to join you, and then you'll move here, and then there'll be something that comes to join you in that experience. Hope that makes sense. Yeah, lots of crown activity, lots of choices, and nothing too like massive or serious. I just feel like different creative opportunities. Some will be bigger than others with these peaks. Some will be small ones, and some will be really big. So don't get too attached to how something turns out as well, because you never know if it's meant to be like massive or if it's just meant to be a small thing for a small or short amount of time. I also heard dance classes, so some of you might be going to dance classes or writing workshops. Okay. What ancestral messages of protection, peace, and wisdom do you have for group number 2? We have Kawakawa, matriarchal healing, open heart again, water, grief, pain, transmute, community, veins, love, strengthening, bonds, and wisdom. And I also heard enlightenment. So your ancestors and this particular ancestor is opening doors to like, yeah, fresh bonds, fresh connections and community. Like I feel like you're gonna have some new experiences within community that's really gonna strengthen your heart. Any like pain or anything that you've gone through in the past is really just fully going to be transmuted, and I just feel like it's just going to be strengthened. Like this trunk here, it's just going to turn into this like beautiful strong, what's that word in Te Reo, like po, is it P-O-U, like pillar that's going to bring a lot of harvest and support and healing to others. I just heard like every time you speak or every time you share your heart, and I'm like literally rubbing my chest, it's really going to open up other people's heart. And I also heard other people's mamai or hurt. So you might have like different responses or reactions to you. Some people, as you say things, might close off, but just know that that's because you're opening up something within them that they might not be able to handle at this time. So if someone kind of disappears from your life, even after you've known them for a little while, I'm seeing that's why. Not always, but I'm seeing like if that kind of resonates, like you might be wondering, why is this person like kind of just like taking a step back from me and I haven't really done anything. That could be a reason why. But I see that source is bringing you in people to replace the people that are leaving you or have left your life. And the relationships that you do have are going to be strengthened in love. This is real beautiful, fam. Me just starts crying on here. Yeah, so much to learn from each other. This group, you have so much to learn from whoever you have around you, like your community. What ancestral messages of wisdom, peace? I just heard injustice. So you might be getting your justice due. So some people would call that good karma, or whatever you have put out into the universe, or your ancestors. Also offering. You know how I was talking about offering before? If you're someone that gives offering, I'm seeing that your ancestors, whatever it may be, even if it's just water on your altar, you've lit some incense, you've lit some incense thinking of your ancestors, or you've lit a candle, like it could be anything. You've sang a song to connect. You've read karakia or prayer, whatever it is. I'm seeing that. I was seeing a trail of kawakawa, a trail of this plant, like leaves, and your ancestors picking it up. So whatever you have like exchanged that's come purely from your heart, your ancestors are responding to it quickly and picking it up. And also the spirits of the earth, if you have been leaving offering outside. My ancestral messages of wisdom, peace. Oh, and what was I saying? Justice. So I was seeing new contracts for you all. What you have been giving to your ancestors has been creating a new contract for you. So old timelines are closed pretty much. Also, I'm seeing where justice was not served for your ancestors, like where they did not get what they were meant to get, you're harvesting that right now. Also see some of you somehow bringing justice to your ancestral lines. I also heard indigenous, so you might be working particularly within your indigenous culture to bring some form of justice, or you could be working with other cultures. Yeah, I'm seeing justice being served in those ways, like what you're doing or what you will be doing in community is like beneficial. So maybe those are where some of your creative ideas will be flowing and bringing justice and bringing peace to other people's paths as well, bringing healing to other people's paths, bringing soothing, helping, again, like I was saying, helping others transmute grief and pain. You might not even be doing it as a job. You might just have that energy, and it might be a part of your purpose through like who you connect with as a friend or whatever. What ancestral? Oh, I might pull one more card. What ancestral messages do you have for? Okay, here we go. We have AKOMA and NTOASO, which came up for the last pile too. This means linked hearts. Focus on understanding and agreement, compassion, ask for help, connect with those that resonate with your soul. Join forces, you have support around you. So yeah, I guess that's a confirmation, fam, that there are like-hearted people coming around you, and you have that already. And I'm hearing sustain that. So sustain those relationships. I heard those pillars. Maybe you have those pillars, I heard those proverbs, those principles. A lot of indigenous cultures and traditions, we have like, you know, proverbs and principles that we go off. I just want to say there's a dictionary word up on the screen, and it's Empyrean, and it says relating to the heaven or the sky, which is making me think of Obatala here. So you're real looked after, fam. This pile is like really, really loved because of the connection that you already have. And I feel like whenever you ask for help, there is a response. Whenever you focus on understanding and agreement, there is a response. So moving from your heart for y'all is like super powerful. And obviously it is for everyone, but I feel like particularly for y'all at this time, this is what is coming through. Affirm that you have support around you, especially if you feel like a bit like it's just you. And then you'll see how your ancestors will hear your call and orchestrate everything that they need to behind the scenes. I'm also seeing this word up here is Kaddish. It was talking about a Jewish prayer for universal peace. So that might be something that your ancestors are wanting you to cultivate or ask for as well on behalf of the collective, is peace. With Oshala again being the divinity Orisha of peace, and maybe the things that you're cultivating in community are also going to be cultivating that peace. Cultivating that peace for others and for yourself. So yeah, I'm also seeing various groups of ancestors, like other people's ancestors working with yours to cultivate whatever needs to be cultivated. So yeah, I will leave that there, fam, for you all. If you feel drawn to another pile, feel free to get into that or take your pick. A reminder of the giveaway for ancestral reading. If you want to enter that, please comment down below. Yes, and what was I going to say? Please give us a like and a share if you can, and if you want a personal reading, everything is in the description. If you want to give us a little gift or exchange for our time, that's our PayPal is in the description, or just email us for our bank account if you're in Aotearoa. So yeah, fam, sending you all heaps and heaps of love. I will see you at the next reading. Kia ora, pile number 3. You chose Fairies and Sylphs, or Queen of Swords. Yeah, so you might have some like strong ancestral gifts when it comes to communication. So you might be like the writers, the poets, the storytellers, gifted when it comes to music, anything of that kind of sort, like your throat and your intuition, and your wisdom and your discernment is really, really on point, and that I see as like an ancestral gift for you all, something that your ancestors your ancestors have given you. Sorry, give me 1 second. There we go. Yeah, so your ancestors want to say that you can really, really trust your intuition, because it's strong. It's real strong. You might come across as like blunt or like really straight up to people. I'm even seeing that some of you like might not get why. Like you might just think you're just being like, you know, just saying something normally, and people could get offended or be like, oh, but you're quite or people might think you're like unfiltered, but I'm not actually seeing that. I'm just seeing you're just honest, and you speak your truth, and that is where your ancestral strength really lies, and your ancestors really want you to activate that. You're very connected to the element of air, and you might resonate with fairies and sylphs, or you might just resonate with the spirits or the divinities of the air. And birds as well, or things that fly, like butterflies, or like certain insects that fly, like things that have wings. I do see that I'm seeing this person's like feet like on tiptoes, and I'm seeing that I heard like keep your feet on the ground, so you might need to like make extra effort to be grounded. But also I see just generally your imagination that comes through your intellect, and the stories you tell or whatever you're speaking is, you're just gifted, and it's really, really beautiful, and your ancestors love that about you. But just make sure that you're doing what you need to do to stay grounded, or at least like ground your ideas, ground the communication that's coming through. So whether it's like what you're imagining, write about it, speak about it, draw it, I don't know, communicate it. You're meant to communicate what is up in the air, if that makes sense. For example, I'm a medium, I channel, so whatever I'm seeing, envisioning, dreaming is meant to come out in the physical realm to be grounded, or meant to be shared. I hope that makes sense. We're just using these cards today. I'm not actually using any other tarot, so we will get into that for you all. You may also have a special connection to the stars, the star systems, astrology. Answering ancestral messages of peace, protection, and wisdom. You have for pile group number 3. What ancestral messages of wisdom and peace? Oh, here we go. We have Obatala, who is literally wait. Oh no, I can't find it. The card that we pulled in the collective message at the beginning, the middle card. This is the same divinity. So that's coming through for you all again as a confirmation. Suru is a Yoruba word. It just means patience. So yeah, you might have, again, you have a connection to the sky as well. Your ancestors want to bring you peace and coolness and calmness to anything that you have been moving through. We also have a new opportunity of wealth is heading your way. Be open to receiving windfall. Harvest is coming. Level up. Be ready. So I feel like your ancestors are opening a new door of peace and wealth to you and really cleansing your path. I feel like this is also because you've been speaking up for yourself or being like extra discerning with like where you place your time, your energy and stuff like that, and your ancestors are quite proud of you for that. So I also feel like you've been using your tongue, or you're being encouraged to use like your voice to cultivate peace, and as you do that, this is bringing in new opportunities that are going to bring you abundance, and this can be in the form of money, but it can also just be like emotionally, spiritually, mentally as well. I also see it in the way of your mind, like you're just going to have a lot more peace within your mind. Your ancestors want to bring you a lot more opportunities that are going to sustain you, but definitely, yeah, be ready, because I feel like something is coming through for you, like a windfall. So you might be getting a new financial opportunity, a new job, a new something. Could be aligned with like your voice and like, again, like writing, poetry, storytelling, music, anything like that, anything to do with your throat, your voice, and speaking, communication. A big ancestral gift for you all. So yeah, I guess again, you're meant to use this gift to cultivate peace. What you speak, what you think, what you imagine is supposed to sustain peace within community and bring wealth through that avenue. What ancestral messages of protection, peace do you have? Pile number 3. We have slow down. The signs are cautioning you to take it slow. You may be called to pause soon. Observe your environment. The energy is shifting. Pay attention. Yeah, so there are some shifts that are happening. With this card, I don't see it as you need to come to a massive halt. Like, you might need to at some point soon, but I just feel like your ancestors want you to like observe your environment. Like it says, notice what's changing around you. Be grateful for any shifts as well. We have trust in divine timing and your intuition, your uri, your spiritual head. The answers are within. So your ancestors are helping you to trust the signs that they give you as well. Like, I feel like you're kind of learning about like when to go, when to slow down, when to stop, and why you're doing that at any given time. Yeah, there's something coming through for you, Heart Out fam, like some new opportunity or wealth, or that you're going, or new experience. So I think they want you to slow down so you can like take note of it, that it's coming. We have AKOMA. AKOMA is like a Ghanaian or a Kan, I want to call it like a sacred circle where they do like their ritual and open up to the ancestors and the divinities within it. So I wrote channeling, mediumship, and Samai Fornanum, which means divine ancestors, benevolent ancestors, cosmic forces, tapu, sacred, respect, rites, like rites of passage, elevation, drums, which they would play to activate the energies, the frequencies. I wrote shut off external noise, the outside world, to the outside world, and connect with your ancestral life force. So yeah, some of your Your ancestors are really calling you to like have more sacred time. Have more sacred time with them, and I'm hearing like know what that looks like. So what does your sacred time look like with your ancestors, where they come through and speak to you? I'm also hearing they speak through you. Again, with like your throat being your gift, your ancestors and the cosmic forces come through you. So treat your throat, what you say, what you think, what you imagine as sacred as you're moving into this next, I'm hearing next life. So this next space and time, this next season. Your ancestors also want you to kind of think about like how do you channel your ancestors? You may not call yourself a medium in particular, but I feel like you are. You might not even realize when you're speaking on behalf of ancestors or the divinities or source. Like you might be this type of person that like says something like real spot on to your friends or your family, and they're kind of like low-key like whoa, but they like won't say anything to you. Yeah, you need to have some time to yourself. Like you might be someone that needs time to yourself, and it might not be long, like might just be like in increments or just like, yeah. But remember to take that time so you can kind of clear your throat and connect in with your ancestors and the wisdom that's there and the unseen. We have Kujo Biden, which is an Akan Adinkra symbol, which talks about like the omnipresence of source, like source being in everything and everywhere, and that source being in everything and everywhere, and that we can connect with the unseen through that, I guess. So yeah, your ancestors want you to connect with the unseen and allow them to kind of give them a chance to come through so you can channel. So create that cultivated life force is what I want to say, but create that sacred space. So whether it's in your room, you've cleansed your space, you've got your frequency on, you've lit your incense, this is just examples, this is what I would do, and you've got your journal out to like write and to channel. Like you need some allocated time to channel, even if it's just once a week, to open up to the divine, because there's things that the divine always has to say. And for me, as an example, the example that I get is kind of like there's a frequency above us, like all of our heads, and we can tune into that frequency at any time, like it's a radio, right? But if we don't go and tune in, we're not listening to the frequency. So source is saying take the time to tune in and turn your radio dial onto that frequency, and then tune out and close it, you know, because this is sacred, and the space is only for you and your ancestors. And then when you bring others into that space, you will know when to do so. So you could do something like me, you could read tarot, you could, I don't know, just be a medium in general. What guidance and affirmation or ancestral messages do you have for group number 3? What sacrifices do you need to make to progress forward? What are you sacrificing that is unnecessary? What deeper commitments do you need to make to self, loved ones, community, etc.? So maybe this is something that you need to reflect on in your time, that your ancestors want to bring your attention to. Within the ancestral connection, there's always a sacrifice within the exchange, you know. So I think your ancestors are wanting to highlight that to you. Like, I'm hearing you can't have your cake and eat it too. Like, yeah, you have your cake and then you eat it. It's not just still there, you know, like you have a piece of cake, you eat it. If you want another piece of cake, you're going to have to make a cake again. And then you have to use ingredients, which might be seen as the sacrifice to make the cake, you know. Or you have to spend your money to buy the ingredients to make the cake. This is just an example. So your ancestors want, to you to think about what do you need to sacrifice to cultivate this peace, to welcome in this wealth. What do you need to release, and what are you sacrificing at this point in your life that is unnecessary? Like, there might be things you could be someone that's quite self-sacrificing as well, or have a tendency to be, or I heard people please. So just make sure that you're not doing that. Like, you might also sacrifice your voice. Like, you might not say things I mean, you have the wisdom and discernment to know when, but you might not say things because you don't want to like hurt someone's feelings. But is that necessary? Are you just people pleasing in that scenario? So maybe there are things that you need to think about in that regard. And then again, yeah, it's talking about like what your commitments are. How are you committed to yourself, to community, to loved ones, to your creativity, and to your ancestors at this time? You know, if you're really going on this ancestral journey with them, what sacrifices do you need to make? Even in terms of what you discuss, information you take in. And even that could just be sacrificing your time. Like I said, like setting some time aside in your week, knowing like, okay, it's Wednesday at this time, I make sure that I connect with my ancestors. And also the more you do that, the more they are going to pull through at that time, because they know that you're like opening a portal. I don't know if that makes sense. It was also 11:11 on the timer when I'm videoing this. So for me, that's open doors. Your ancestors are trying to open doors for you and are opening doors to new opportunities. But yeah, you need to meet them halfway, and you can't. For some reason, I'm hearing them say they don't miss a beat. So if you think that they're missing information out, or like you're gonna miss something, that's false. They're saying that they don't miss a beat, so you don't need to worry about that kind of thing. If there's anything you feel like you're like not gonna do correctly or something like that. And then yeah, they're opening doors for you, but you need to meet them halfway. And the other thing was like, you can't take advantage of the connection that you have with them as well. Yeah, whatever that means to you. What other ancestral messages do you have for proof number 3? We have, what do you love about your community? What growth would you like to see? So there is a big focus on community. I also just saw 1222. So for me, 2 means peace, and then when I see 2226, that means a lot about compassion. So maybe source is wanting you to like look at how you can cultivate like spaces or environments or energies of compassion within community. Also having compassion for those within community as well. Like, again, what do you love about your community? Your ancestors want you to reflect on that with them, and how you can bring growth into community through your own gifts, whether it's, again, through the writing, the storytelling, the music, whatever it is, the communication. How can you bring that peace and compassion through with what you have, what your ancestors have passed down to you? Because your communicative gifts, your discernment and your wisdom and what you speak and say and imagine comes from them. There could even be a particular ancestor in your ancestral line that has passed down those gifts to you and really wants you to use it. And we have movement, stretch, dance, go for a walk, be in the present, listen to music, change your posture, vibrations and frequency, sound, core, shake it off, body, ground. So yeah, I also heard rhythm. So I'm getting highlighted, or I'm highlighted to the drums here. So maybe a way that your ancestors love to connect with you is through movement, through like moving your body, through dance and music. So I definitely encourage you to like play some music for your ancestors in your sacred time. Music that makes you feel connected to them. We also have an ancestral playlist that we have on Spotify that helps us feel connected to our ancestors. So if you want the link to that, maybe I'll put it in the description, or I'll if you comment down below and you want that, I will link it to your. But maybe that's something you could do. Make a playlist of like songs that make you feel connected, and that can be your time where you connect to your ancestors, whether you are moving or dancing or stretching or even listening while you're going for a walk. Your ancestors want you to ground in them, ground your body in them. And I know this might sound a bit scary for some, but they want to like, I want to say possess you, because that's what actually happens in the AKOMA circle. The people that are inside the circle, they become possessed by the spirit. And that sounds like Christianity, but it actually originated from our traditions, our cultures. as a way to bring forth that communication. So I feel like your ancestors want to integrate within your body a little bit more. So again, make sure that your energy is clear, your space is clear, or you could just simply go for a walk in nature and have your headphones on or something like that. But dance might be a big thing for you. Create that sacred space. You can even say things like, divine ancestors, I invite you into the sacred space. Please protect me while I channel you, while I open up my body and my spirit to you. And then when you're done, like, close off as well. Say those things. And you're the people that need to be saying this out loud, because your throat's your gift, if that makes sense. Yeah, if you are, I was gonna say if you're Indigenous, I feel like everyone really is, but if you have like any cultural music that you listen to that has drums or really resonates with your spirit, your ancestors are calling for that as well. They're like, I can see them like, yeah, dance and music looks like a big thing for you all. And we also have this card at the top of the deck which says full moon. Divine alignment, stirring up new contracts of intimacy, water, stars, harvest, strength. Yeah, there's like a stirring. When I drew this, I was seeing it as like something under the water, like stirring and circling, alive, like ready to be cultivated. So there's something that your ancestors want to stir up within you, and it really is like your blessings, I feel. And I see that they want to celebrate with you as well. So maybe like dance and music is a way in which, when you've like come to a season, end of a season of your life, they want to dance with you, which is real cute. To celebrate the harvest, to celebrate the wish fulfillment. And I'm seeing that you can even do that before something has come in. That's a really powerful thing to do, is before your blessings have come in like the physical realm, you know that they're coming, so you kind of dance with your ancestors to welcome them in. It's a really powerful way of like expressing gratitude as an offering, because movement, singing and music has always been an offering to our divine ancestors. You might also sing as well. That's something that I forgot to say. So yeah, my loves, I think I will leave that there for you all. I hope that that resonates. If it does, please like and share with someone if you feel to. Again, if you want to enter into the giveaway for an ancestral reading, please comment down below. Comment down anything. Comment down what pile you chose, how you resonated with the reading, whatever floats your boat. If you want a personal reading, that's all in the description. And if you want to give us a little exchange for our time and energy on here on this platform, our PayPal is down in the description, or feel free to email us for our bank account. So yeah, thank you so much, fam.